GM Fomoverse Radio. This is Austin Hamilton, your show host. Today we got Danny with three brains. What's going on, Danny?
What's up, my dude? Happy to be here. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty espressoed out. Got two shots of espresso here. I actually bought this espresso machine. Uh, Threw it on a credit card. By the way, don't do that, guys. And basically, it makes some premium espresso, and so I like to call this a breve. It's two shots of espresso. It's got half and half. Then I got a little bit of white chocolate syrup.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah,
I thought that was a protein shake for sure.
buddy. I wish it was protein. Maybe one day.
Just crack an egg in there.
Here we go. All right, brother. Well, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and we'll take
Oh
it from there.
shit. Okay, cool. I am from the Pleiadian star cluster.
Nice.
That's kind of where I originate from, also known as Minneapolis, Minnesota. So grew up here and not quite sure what else from there. I'm adopted, so I don't really know who my origin family is. Still waiting for my origins to drop. And then beyond that, went out to Colorado for school. Loved it there. And
Colorado.
then Colorado, shout out Colorado. Took some drugs, was like, oh shit, I'm an artist. So then I came back to Minneapolis, went to design and art school here for a semester. And then I was like, shit, I miss the mountains. So I made my way back out to Colorado and went to the Rocky Mount College of Art and Design, which was kind of the blend of art school plus mountains plus drug culture accepted, and kind of found my place there. Then ended up getting pregnant while there, had to head back home to Minneapolis to raise the kid with the family. Since then, I've been, I studied ethnopharmacology, got my degree in multidisciplinary studies from the University of Minnesota with focuses on ethnopharmacology, anthropology, and art. So kind of the study of human beings, culture, the art, and kind of drugs and plant use, and kind of all the things that stem from there. And then kind of just have been on a journey since then. Currently about working at a record label, about to leave that, but deeply invested in hip hop, and now moving on to DAOs as my next exploration.
Rock on, brother. How long did it take you to go to college, man? Like 9 years?
It took some time. Yeah, I did like the traditional route. And so I was like on track and then had to take a couple years off to raise the kid and then finally got back. I think I graduated when I was 23, 24.
Okay,
So
yeah.
a few
So
years.
9 years. Nice. Um, so you said you were part of a record label, hip hop specifically.
Yeah. I'm currently the marketing director at a independent hip hop label called Rhymesayers Entertainment. So we've got artists such as Atmosphere, Brother Ali, MF Doom, rest in peace, Idea and Abilities, rest in peace, Idea, Saw Rock, Evidence, missing a couple others, but yeah.
So since you work at the record label, you can just go into the studio and be like, "What up, Ice Cube? I'm Record Studios, brother. What up, mate?"
Uh,
And then just chill with them, smoking a joint, like right off to the side. Is that being part of the label company and being cool? And, you know.
that's what my vision before I applied was. Like, I thought that's what it was going to be like. And it was nothing like that. Most of our artists are either, like I said, a couple of them have passed that we're carrying on their legacies. And then the others are like 40 plus, have kids, families, that kind of stuff. And then some of them are in LA, Atlanta, upper East Coast. So like, no, it's not like that at all. And I don't even think most of them smoke weed. So I think that what's amazing about Rhymesayers is that it's like some of the greatest writers of all time in my mind. Like not only just hip hop, but just like writers in general. Like I think we'll look back in time at like MF Doom and Aesop Rock and Idea and Abilities, and then Atmosphere for like storytelling, Brother Ali for like truth telling. Rock as well. Like these are like just prolific writers when it comes to sharing and spreading truth, and being very like vulnerable and open, which has been just something that I've been super attracted to since I was a youth. Got introduced to Atmosphere when I was like 11, which was far too young to be introduced to
Now,
those concepts.
ASAP Rocky, I know he smokes weed.
Different, no, different. Aesop Rock.
No,
A$AP
I
Rock.
was just saying, you know. So when I seen him and Andy Milonakis spitting, and you know, one of them they had the beatbox going, the other one, you know, they were just free flowing, freestyling on the street. You know, they were on
Yeah,
the
hell yeah.
street on the hood. You know, Harlem, brother.
Yeah, one time there was a festival called Soundset that Rhyme Sayers put on, and there was and ASAP Rocky was coming to play it,
Oh.
and ASAP Rock precedes ASAP Rocky by like probably 25 years or something like this. But there, I think Brother Ali, it was someone introduced the two of them, and it was a pretty funny moment. I think you can go find that on YouTube. It's pretty funny to see the two just like fucking.
They're just
Hug
free
and-
flowing.
They're just free flowing. It was just funny to
So,
see
A$AP
ASAP Rock meet
Rock.
ASAP Rock.
And ASAP Rocky. Let's see if we can pull it up here for
Yeah.
the audience. All right, here we go. Praise the Lord. It says ASAP
Oh, no, no.
Rocky, Fashion Killer. That ain't it.
Maybe
Yeah.
just ASAP Rock meets ASAP Rocky.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah,
if
I
that will
just
do
typed
it or
in
not. But
and. So yeah, that's probably not gonna work. Okay, here it is. At Rock the Bells.
oh, at Rock the Bells. Okay,
Oh.
different festival.
ASAP Rocky meets ASAP Rock at Rock the Bells. I noticed ASAP Rock's name is spelled AESOP instead of ASAP.
Yeah, like Aesop's Fables, which is a play on the writing.
Damn.
Awesome hip hop moment. Brother Ali. Where'd your friend go?
There he is, Ali.
So that's Ali. And he's like,
ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rock!
This is what's up, yo.
Feel, man?
I'm alright, pleasure to meet
Trying to
you,
make
man.
the internet explode with this photo, man.
This is about to be ill, man.
No, I just wanted to get video. It just existed this.
Dude, I didn't think he would be white.
Aesop Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a white dude.
Wow. It's pretty shocking.
Sorry.
You can see my face. I'm like, whoa. There he is. It's a jazz artist, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Aesop Rock's writing, but it's fucking wild. If you aren't familiar, and I don't know if you're into hip hop at all, or
I am, bro.
any of the viewers are, but
I
yeah,
am for
Aesop
sure.
Rock is on some wild shit. Like, there's people that like sit and try to decipher his lyrics and
No way. They can't do
get
it.
similar. That can't do it. Similar to like a Pac, when we try to like figure out shit behind the scenes or what's going on or the mechanics. It's very similar with Aesop's like references and rhyme schemes and referencing past songs and literature. And dude's just way too smart for his own good.
Yeah, that's like, shout out one of my boys, Raw Dog, we call him. He's too smart for his
Okay.
own good. Oh, shit.
With a name like
dude.
that, how could you not be? Yeah.
Okay, so hey, I want to get into a little bit about what you're doing in the NFT scene. When did you start doing NFTs? When was your first collection?
Sure. Yes. So again, I found NFTs through. I was working on an MF Doom campaign, and we had some collectible masks that were going to be coming out. This was we were going to launch them for Halloween 2020, so a couple years back now, and we were working with a company called Illust, ILLUST, and they were designing some Instagram filters that were based on the masks that we were going to be creating. So we were like, let's create, three-dimensional things and throw them on people's faces. So, they're going to be limited edition. And we thought this would be just a cool way for people who either weren't able to get the masks or just to like try before you buy kind of thing. We just thought it'd be a cool way to do it, an Instagram filter. And so while we were doing
That's
that, yeah, I was sick. And so and that was my first time kind of exploring Instagram filters and that whole world, which was cool. And so while we were building those, we were talking with the Elust team, and they were like, "Hey, man, are you guys interested in exploring, like doing the same thing but with NFTs?" And I was like, "Oh, I had heard that word, but not too much." And I was like, "Let's chat." We kind of I went down the whole rabbit hole with them of like what an NFT was, and back then it was like fairly unknown. Like there was not a lot of people that were mainstream doing shit like this. It was kind of a super niche, like, I mean, I'm sure that there's OGs that are like, "Man, fuck you, I've been doing that for years." But it was really just not well known.
They're the original one.
Yeah. And so I was like, "Yeah, let's fucking do this. This sounds amazing." And so instead of like, Elust's concept was like, let's build our own platform and our own auction site and all of these things, which was cool. And I didn't know any better than to be like, "Hey dudes, maybe let's just post this on OpenSea." Like that wasn't a concept that was, it was like, yeah, let's just build our own thing. And so we ended up creating multiple masks the week before, and did an auction the week before Halloween. And it went like all right. I mean, like for just coming out of nowhere, and we were like, when we put the press release out for that, people were like, "What the fuck is an NFT?" Like not one person that we talked to in the press had ever heard of an NFT. And they were like, the whole thing was about educating what an NFT was, and everyone was like, "Man, fuck this." And the amount, once we like actually posted it, people were like, the only thing that was known about NFTs is that they ruin the environment. So we were like,
Oh, boy.
it was kind of a weird look. But for me, it was like, I had just drank the Kool-Aid 100%, and I was like, this is what I want my life to be forever. Like, I love this shit. And so and the weird thing is that a week later on Halloween, MF Doom passed. So,
No way.
yeah, so, it was like kind of the last creative endeavor of Doom's brand while he was alive. So I became kind of like oh shit, okay, life is trying to tell me that I'm supposed to be on this path for whatever reason. And I just became fully committed to it. We did another mask drop, and then we ended up doing, for his, just a celebration of life for him, we curated in Crypto Voxels like a 3-dimensional mask you could walk into. And like with Lady Phoenix we curated a list of artists from all around the world, different mediums, some visual painters, motion graphics, just visual artists, and created like a gallery space that you could walk into on Crypto Voxels, which I don't know if you can pull. If you just type in like MF Doom Crypto Voxels, you could see like a walkthrough. Someone did like a YouTube walkthrough of it, which was kind of sick. And so we had some like pretty amazing.
Crystal.
Crypto Voxels, and then VOXELS.
Just like on Google or YouTube?
Yeah, on Google.
Okay.
Yeah, either one. It will pop up the YouTube link on Google.
Okay. There we
and
go.
so that was.
And
that was
MF
early
Doom Art
last year.
Gallery and Metaverse.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, let's pull it up here.
And so we had like music video playing upstairs. We had some merch. We had like a digital asset you could purchase, and then all these things were like, we had this outside wall by Persway, who's an amazing graffiti artist. So this was like in the alley we had the.
Oh, by the way, you can hear like the stomping noises. Oh. No,
Yeah.
No, that's a song. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
let's
it
see, I
is
think
him stomping.
Yeah, I think you can like walk. You can hear them walking up. But so, like, just these are all fucking really amazing artists. You could like click on them and buy them as NFTs.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
we're
so
all
cool.
NFTs. Yeah.
Is
and
this
so,
is this Decentraland?
this is Crypto Voxels.
Crypto Voxels. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and so these are all like pretty fucking amazing artists. Strange Loop, who's done a lot of stuff with like The Weeknd. That one's fucking amazing. I really want that piece, and some of these are like still available. So Sutu, Sutu's another. If you type in these dudes, if you type in some of these guys' names after the fact, if you are watching this and curious, type in some of these names, Sutu and Strange Loop, and all these dudes are fucking mad brilliant artists.
It looks
So this
pretty
was
sick,
a cool.
dude.
Yeah, I was like pretty proud of helping curate. It was like definitely not super fun trying to curate a thing like this, but it was definitely like rewarding. And what's cool is that all the proceeds of this just go straight to Doom's family. and Doom's wallet, which was what we originally created all of this stuff with. So
Oh, that's
kinda-
so neat, man. Wow.
yeah, that was like hand painted for this, and that's being sent to Doom's wife. He's
Real
got a wife and
quick.
kids, and so yeah.
This piece right here, it reminds me of that Ash only artist, Mathiz.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't it look like his kind of style? Wow.
yeah, kind of like forms from painter brush type things. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, Mathis, so check that out. Yeah, so this was, like for me, I approached NFTs not as a collector and also not as a creator. I approached them as kind of like a curator and, like trying to find ways to make new experiences. So yeah, we had this music video performance, playing, there's music. We got the merch that was exclusive for the drop. And yeah, it was kind of a cool experience.
Oh, there's a hoodie too. Wow.
Yeah, there's a hoodie. There was a whole collection. And
So does that hoodie come with the physical, or is it just the NFT hoodie?
Oh no, that was just a physical. That's just a physical hoodie you can purchase. So those linked out to his web store, and then there was a digital mask that we had like a sign up sheet for that could mint the mask. I think that shows it at the end here. That's like you can buy the actual parcel, and then I think at the end here it shows like the digital mask that we were gonna, so that you could like purchase and then wear in CryptoVoxels and that kind of shit.
You could wear it at home.
So anyway,
too.
you can wear it at home if you want, wherever you want to. So that was like kind of my, and throughout this whole process, as kind of like marketing dude at a record label, I was always trying to think about like, what can I do for my artists? And so like, around the same time was working, on some concepts for ASAP Rock of like creating a smart contract. Before I knew what a smart contract was, I was like, okay, so there's like this one NFT, and then you buy this one into the seed, and then every time it exchanges hands, like from wallet to wallet, it unlocks another piece. So like we'll have a whole album unlock by this single NFT.
That's cool.
Transferring wallets, and so like the video would come out, then the single, and then the like behind the scenes, and then an AR experience, and this whole kind of concept that never got actualized, just because we got busy in real world stuff, but have been actively just like trying to find opportunities for my artists to make their way into NFTs. But what I also realized is like to become successful in NFTs, in my mind, you have to be pretty active participants. And a lot of this shit is kind of like over a lot of people's heads. And so like to just use someone's name is not, image or name or brand or whatever is not enough to like garner the support. So I think that's a part of what like, then ended up having a baby again last year in June. And so I kind of like took a break from NFTs in general. And what was shitty is I just was looking at some of my Telegram messages from right before that time, like in May. And it was like, yo, dude, get an ape. They're only 0.3 right now. Yo, man, you should grab, like all these. I'm considering just deleting those messages so I don't have to look back at them ever again. Cause
I think if we've been in the space for at least a year, all of us kind of have that ape story. It's like me and my boy at work, Chris, shout out, King Chris. We're like, he goes, yo, man, we should buy this Bored Ape for 0.2. I go, dude, you really think we should buy that ape for 0.2 ETH? What are you thinking, man? Seriously?
Yeah.
Like, just go smoke a cig or something. So he went and smoked a cig.
Yeah.
He came back. He's like, you're right. Let's not. So till this day, he still gives me shit about Bored Apes. He goes, dude, we could have made 6 figures on Bored Apes. I'm like, bro, what? Do you blame me? I mean, not everybody's gonna get it right, and it's okay to like see other projects do very well and you didn't participate. Like, it's totally okay. So.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, for sure. My homies were the ones that were like I remember being in these clubhouse rooms where they're like, fuck it, I'm going to get 25. Fuck it, I'm getting 30. Like, and now those people are just like some of the wealthiest people that I've ever met, just from buying those simple JPEGs. But so then I came back from my little hiatus of raising baby a little bit, and and I like was just trying to get acquainted again. Like I came back and all my homies were millionaires. All my homies were like running companies and projects and shit. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? I left for a few months and I came back and the whole thing was changed.
Like
So
you feel like
that's
you were just like they were up here and you were like right here, or what?
well, it just felt like the train had gone by and it was like not just like something that I could run and catch. It was fucking like another country away. And I was like, oh, fuck. Which was fine because that's just life. So I was like, damn, I got to find my way back into this because this is like, I have such a deep passion for this. This is my place. And so then like honestly, like, I think the first thing I purchased as I was like, no, what? I'm going to become a collector and I'm going to invest in projects that I love. And I like got introduced to Lost Poets at that time. Like at this crucial moment when I was like trying to get reacquainted, adjusted back into this, I found Lost Poets and I was like, what the fuck is this? And so I bought a fucking I bought a page when it was still able to convert a page to a poet, but like I like didn't really understand the concept. But I was like, my friend was like, dude, buy a page. And I was like, okay, I'll spend 1 ETH, which was fucking insane, on a page.
One
and
ETH
I was
on
like,
a page, yeah, I feel that. I think I ended up paying like 1.4 ETH for a page at one time.
which is like fine. I'm fine.
Oh,
I'm
it's
fine
the
with that.
very top. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
You can
bought it.
DC it. You can dollar cost average that right now though. I mean, even though like there's not a lot. Ever since OpenSea did that update, there's like not a lot of things listed anywhere, which is fucking weird. I kind of don't like it. There used to be like thousands of poets and pages and everything, and now it's like 10 pages and 50 poets, and it's kind of annoying. But yeah, so then I like just tried to figure out what the fuck Lost Poets was because I just invested whatever $3,500 into a page. And that's when I just like dove headfirst as much as I could into what the fuck POC was. And I wasn't in the Discord. I was just like watching the Twitter, which if you're just I don't think like sometimes I take it for granted the fucking POC Discord. Like so much happens in there and so much conversation and like just being able to like figure out kind of what's going on or like at least bounce theories off. If you're just watching Twitter, it's like I don't know how people like. I was very confused for a month until I got in October. So I bought my page in September, and I had no idea what I was doing until October. And then once I came in, and I was like, oh, there's people that are talking about this. Oh shit, the portal is like this thing that gives you access to conversation and community. And oh shit, there's lost spaces. Like there's so many things that I just had no fucking idea because there's no way to really like acquaint yourself if you're not a part of it, which is I feel like a duty of ours as the Ash people to figure that out. So yeah, and then since then I've just like I realized not, my love for NFTs was actually like, was shown even further into like the community aspect and all of the theories and speculations and all of that is where I just like really found myself. And then then in December, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to, I've been making music for 15 years. I've only ever shared it like on SoundCloud, and a lot of it is like private links to my homies. And I've played festivals and shows and all that kind of shit, but it's like never been my thing to be the center of attention. Like I've never wanted to be the fucking person. But I kind of love the idea with NFTs is that like I don't have to have my ego, my name, my thing be like the thing that's carrying it. So I just put my music out as Ash only artist once I realized how fucking amazing the Ash community was and everything that POC has been building. And I thought, what a cool way to like show up. So I did that at the end, like December or something, early December, and didn't realize, but like, oh, oops, I like became the first Ash musician or, first Ash only music artist. And I like did not try to do that. I just assumed when I did that there was like another 50 or 100 other Ash musicians. So it's kind of cool to like accidentally do that.
That's awesome, man. That's monumental.
Yeah, but first doesn't really mean much. It's cool to like be the first, but then it's cool to be, someone who's progressive and pushing things. And so once I put that first thing out, which was just a song, basically, and that was, like I put it out and I was doing it as a timed auction. I started it at like 11 Ash and wasn't getting any bids and was freaking out. And I like ended up writing to Pac and I was like, hey, I'm super nervous. I started this at 11. What do I do? Like, I'm nervous it's not going to sell. And Pac was like, well, why'd you start it at 11? And I was like, well, if I got anything under 11, I would feel like my time wasn't worth it. And Pac was like, you gotta start it at 0 and let the community decide. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's super terrifying.
Oh.
So I put it down to 0 and like was ready to go to bed. And I like looked and there was like a 6 Ash bid by someone. And I was like, oh, yes, a validity, even though it's half of what I wanted, someone saw it and was, liked it enough to want to bid on it. And so that just made me happy. And I like went to bed, like kind of feeling okay. And then I like woke up and had like 1,000 notifications. It was just like, I had never had this many notifications. And I just assumed something horrible had happened in my life. Like something really bad.
Somebody died.
Someone died or like I don't know, something about my past. Like I was like,
The
someone thought I
FBI
murdered
finally
someone.
got you?
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, oh no, I'm fucked. And so what was cool is it was actually Pac was the second bidder on that original piece on the Flown. And after that, it just kind of like lit up. And so it was to have Pac bid on your work, which, I think a good amount of people have now or like bought your work, is like pretty fucking wild. So this one, so
The Flown.
the Flown. So that like changed everything for me. Just having that kind of like, I don't know, it's weird to say, but like that validation, that like kind of.
Damn. Genesis Collector, guys. Gabito.
Yeah, Gabito.
Whoever
homie,
this is.
shout out Gabito.
Whoa.
Yeah, Gabito's a good fucking dude.
Woo, look at this. Stout.
Yeah, I love Gabito. And Gabito really like that belief from Gabito in getting that to where it went to, the price of that was like just it's weird because like, we just use, and I've been talking about this a lot, but like the idea of value relative to like economics and what that means. It's just like a shared value structure that we have. And so like none of this stuff has anything to do with money for me, but there is a sense of like, since people are paying some form of money to me, it just means like they care enough to share that energy with me. And like that to me is fucking cool. And I really appreciate that. So, like since then, I did Cubes Burn, which was that kind of like dynamic collection of, it was a 1155, which is my first journey into like the Manifold Studio thing, the open source software to mint. And I loved that and just love everything Manifold's doing with Pac and other artists. So that Cubes Burn was my exploration of like, I'm going to create something that's dynamic and that changes every few days. And so people can just collect this at a pretty cheap price. I thought like 7 Ash for previous bidders. Just something that's like dynamic and living. I love that aspect. So the visuals change, the music changes. I've got some other exciting things planned for it coming up here soon. But I just love that idea of like, everyone was kind of like, in a lot of people's minds, it's visual first. When it comes to NFTs, it's like, it's got to be a dope visual. And then like, sure, have some sounds to complement it. And as an Ash musician or as an NFT creator who focuses on sounds, I'm like, no, fuck that. I want the sounds to be the thing that leads. And like the visuals are just an indicator that the sound has changed. So each time the sound is updated, the visual gets updated as well too, but it's basically just like a notification within your collection. So like when you're scrolling your notification or scrolling your collection, you'll notice like, oh shit, that one's changed. It's just a visual cue to go check and listen to the thing. So I've been really trying to like push that whole concept of like letting the sounds be the lead and like not worrying as much about the quote unquote quality of the visual. I still want it to be cool and attached to it, but I don't want it to be the thing that's like the lead.
That's so sick, man. So with this fat beat in the background, is this what you would get when you burn a cube?
Yeah, okay, so the concept of this was like, the concept of why I created Cubes Burn was just a companion piece to the process of burning a cube. Because to me, it's like I don't have a cube. I now have a Carbon, which is burnable, and I've got FOMO, which is burnable. But like, it was like an emotional thing to think about, of going from like buying a cube back at when the Fungible launched on Nifty Gateway and like holding that for a year plus or whatever, and then being like, I'm gonna burn this motherfucker. Like that's, especially if you just have like one or two or whatever, to like go through that process, to me is like emotional. Like you're letting go of a piece of art that you have all of this connection to. And I was like, people are just going to the burn.art and just clicking burn, and it's just going away, and then they get ash, which is super sick. Like I love that process, of course, but like to me, I'm all about like ceremony, and especially like when things are transitioning, we like have funerals when people die, we got like birthdays when people are celebrating life. And so for me, I was like, I want to create a ceremony for when this thing is, going from one thing to another, that transformation. And so I was like, I'm going to explore all the vibes of what that process could be. And so like it started out with like kind of surreal, meditative, like big orchestral type things. And then I'd take that, what I created for the first chapter, and I'd take a piece of that and bring it into the second. So it was like ever evolving. The tracks are ever evolving and inspired by the last things. There's seeds from each of it that like ties it to the origin. And then also I explored like some heavier, like this one's got a fat beat. The other one, was dancey and like EDM type shit. Some other ones were just like, so I'm trying to explore all the genres. So like when someone feels called to burn their cube, maybe the thing that will like, push them over the edge is like they put on this beat and they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to burn my cube to this song.
They just throw the fat beat in the background. You guys go to burn.art, start burning them cubes right now, boys.
Yeah,
give them something to spit about. Let's go.
So that was the process there, right? And I love that concept. So I'm exploring that more in the thing that I'm developing right now. And then after that, I did the Triptych series, which did way more than I thought it was going to, and it had way more attention and other things than I thought it was going to, which is like, I don't know, was an exciting kind of like end story. There was a whole there was like a whole drama that happened as part of that whole series, which was kind of fun. And that one is like in its very baby stages. Like I'm building so much shit for that thing, and it's like pretty overwhelming. It's weird to like, see what it takes to create a whole thing, like what, Dell is doing with Find Balance, and like what Pop does with every fucking project, and how there's like these huge timelines and other things happening in the background, and then another chapter. Like that's a lot of fucking work. And also just like to not have it be out in the open is, at least for me, pretty hard. Like I like building I like building in public. Like I like letting people into my process and letting them know what it takes to do certain things. Like I love the mystery of people that can just hold that in and just like have it be a part of the experience. But I also think like I've always been interested in kind of like peeling back and letting people into creative processes, because to me it's like I want to inspire others to make dope shit, not just participate and think it's unattainable. Like I want them to see that they can do it too. So maybe that's because I'm a dad, I'm not sure.
It's that dad inside of you.
My dad is inside of me right now. The Triptych series, this one scared the shit out of me because I was worried that auctions with Ash were fucked up because of previous people had issues with that. So like auctions were like going to zero during the final minutes of auctions. So I was like, fuck. I didn't know if that was an OpenSea issue, if that was an Ash to OpenSea issue, if that was I couldn't tell. So I just assumed like, I'm going to try a different process. And so the first panel of this, I think it was the left panel, I'm going to do as a reverse, like a Dutch auction, which basically you like set a starting price and it goes down to zero. And I was like, I'm just going to do that to not make it so it's a bidding process. And that was the wrong idea. That fucked me up. Like I started it at like 11 Ash just because I was like, I like that number. And I set it down to zero. And I like watched it go down all day. I kept checking in on it and it was just going lower and my anxiety was going higher. It was like a direct correlation or causation, I guess. So I would definitely not recommend that for anyone ever, unless you have like nerves of steel, which I don't. And so it finally got down to like the fucking price. I think it got down to like 69. And then Pixel Jindo came in to scoop that up, which was saved it and got it at a good number. So I was like, okay, cool, sick.
And
And
69
then
is
the
a
next,
good number too.
a great number. It's a great number for many reasons. And then the right panel I did as a standard auction because I realized it actually wasn't an issue and it was all resolved and it was just a bug on OpenSea. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it right. So I did this one, and that's the one that. Okay, so this one was a crazy story. So Pac, I think got the first bid on this and put, what is it, 333 or something wild. Like it went, just quadrupled the other one or whatever.
333.
Yeah, 333. And then John Brown came in and just put, I think, what is it, 666 or something, like just doubled it or some shit. And I was like, oh, fuck, what is going on here? And I ended up speaking with John, and John was like super stoked, but also was like, man, dude, I'm in a crazy place. I don't think I should, I wasn't even thinking. Sometimes I just like to do some crazy shit. That's all the ash I have. I just wanted to do something and I felt called and I said, fuck it, let's do it. And he's like, but it was probably a bad idea. And I was like, oh, well, dude, like, don't feel obligated. Like, you can go into OpenSea and cancel your thing. If you were acting out of some wild thought, like, feel free to just not do that. Because
that's cool.
Me as the creator who would take that money or like that ash from you, I wouldn't feel good knowing that you're now in like maybe not a good spot. Like, I don't like that at all. You're my homie. Like, I care about you. And so I was like, if you feel so called, just remove it. There's no harm to me. I'm good. Like, I'm happy with where things are at. And there's, there will be other opportunities to collab with me in the future, because this whole thing is like a collaborative piece. So each piece, you're by collecting it, you're saying, I'm going to be a collaborator in this project. That was like in the description. So I was like, dude, there'll be other times. He's a great, writer and all these things. And I was like, we'll find a way to fucking collaborate. Don't worry. And so he ended up removing it with like 15 minutes left. And then it ended. So Pac became the winner of that.
Wow.
And then,
what a story.
Yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster, but there's kind of a beautiful end to it. And then, so the third panel, the center panel went up, and it became a bidding war at the end between Novale, who's just a beautiful soul. I don't know if you know him, but he's like fucking amazing, and Pac. And it just became this like, I don't know. It was just so funny because I was like, Pac's already got one piece. Why is he bidding this other one up? Why are they bidding this other one up? And they were like commenting in Discord and shit, just making it super funny. But like definitely heart racing while all of that shit was happening.
He's a Danny Maximalist.
Danny Maximalist. I was like, dude, are you going to collaborate with me twice on this, or what the fuck's going on here? And so, but it's great. And Novale is I'm so happy that Novale is part of it. I was like secretly hoping that it was going to be Pixel, Jindo, Novale, and Pac. Like that was,
awesome.
When I launched the thing, I was like hoping it would be those three.
Wow.
And then it was, and it was pretty fucking magical.
Dream come true, buddy.
Truly dream come true. And then the coolest kind of ending chapter to it was that Pixel ended up gifting the piece that they won to John Brown.
Oh, no
So
way. It gets even better.
So it's super wholesome end to it. So now John gets to collaborate with me, didn't have to pay 666 ash, and now gets to collaborate with, Pac and Novale and myself. And then now Pixel has like a very secret role that is yet to be released within the whole thing. So I'm creating this whole fucking narrative, and I've been working on it, and I've got this the secret Discord channel. I've got all these roles set up.
Nice.
There's all this shit that's going to happen from it. So it's just fun to like, I don't know. I feel like I've always played the kind of like the jokester in a lot of things. Like I just come in and fuck up things for a lot of people in like a playful, like I love you kind of way, but I'm here to fuck things up. So that's kind of what I'm going to do with this project, because I think a lot of people take themselves too seriously in life in general, and I'm going to make it so we can't.
Dude, I just want to say thank you so much for coming into FOMOverse. When did you buy the token? Was it 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Yeah, whenever it was during minting. So I was lucky to get in there.
You bought it right after mint? Secondary?
The token? I think I got it during mint.
No, FOMOverse.
FOMOverse. I see. I thought you were talking about the token delves the token.
Did I say the
My bad.
token?
I thought so.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, FOMOverse. Thanks for coming
FOMOverse.
to FOMOverse.
Oh yeah, thank you. No, I appreciate that. And yeah, I got FOMO. I had always wanted it when I had heard about it, and then I was like, I don't know how to pay 5 ETH for this, and I was gonna pay 5 ETH, but I love the idea of like being a partner with Puck, and then knowing how cool the community was, seeing everything that you guys are putting out. I'm like, I want to be a part of that shit. That's like for me, like the really creative part of the Puckverse and the Ash ecosystem, and it just felt like such a tight-knit community, and I was like, I want that shit. And so
as it's became burnable, you've seen people dropping off,
yeah, what the fuck?
and so it's just gonna get more tighter and more tighter.
Yeah, I love that, and it's definitely hard being like all the Ash I've gotten, which I don't know if this is a good thing to say, but basically every Ash that I've gotten, I've just purchased other art with, so I'm like real low on Ash, and the idea of like burning and getting like Ash in return is pretty sexy, but I'm really trying to stay true to that, like don't burn FOMO, because maybe something will happen. But I'm pissed that our role is now gray again. The fuck's that about?
Oh, we're put on the back burner, man. It's hard.
It's fucked up, dude.
Hey, so I'm gonna have to let you go here in a minute.
Okay.
I got 2 more questions for you. We'll wrap this thing up.
Sick.
So, first question is, what is your favorite cryptocurrency?
Is this a catch? Ash.
Ash. Nice, man.
100%.
I think out of 14 episodes, I think only 2 other people said something other than Ash. So, that's awesome, man. You're real original.
Well,
Okay.
Fuck those 2 people.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's all good. No, just let it out, man. Just let it out. Second question is, what is your favorite shitcoin?
My favorite shitcoin?
Yeah.
Ethereum.
Nice. Well, those are 2 solid coins you got there, Ash and ETH. Again, Danny, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss, or?
I don't think so. I appreciate you having me. This is so fucking sick, and I'm grateful to be a part of this movement and build with people like you. You're inspiring. Thank you for doing all this. You are a continuous good energy, good vibes, and everything that you enter. So, just want to share my deep appreciation for you and all that you're doing. It's felt and appreciated.
Thank you so much, homie. Well, everybody, if you want to hit up Danny, he's got some fat beats. Check him out. OpenSea, Twitter. He's on Discord. They call him the Lorem Daddy. So hit him up, knock on his door, say what up. We'll talk to you later, Danny. Thanks for coming on.
Much love, and look for my collaborations with Ciprianders and someone else named, I can't mention it, but they're a photographer and you love them.